Hello, everybody. I am live. I'm hoping this is working. I apologize for anyone who's doing in the Simplify and Thrive challenge. I don't know what happened. I have technical issues at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live now. I'm going to send out an email to you guys apologizing for this. You will get the whole recording. You got to love starting things off and wondering why it isn't working. So welcome to the Simplify to Thrive 4-day challenge. I am going to attempt to share my screen. I've never done it this way before, so we're looking at a little bit of challenging, but we are going to make this work. So welcome to the Simplify to Thrive 4-day challenge to connect with your vision. Let me hide this so this is not in the way. And let me breathe deeply, and hopefully you can find me. If not, I will send out the recording anyways in another email. So connect with your vision, align your focus, and create your high-level plan on your terms. So welcome to that. If you're here, type it in the comments. Hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. I am not 100% sure what's going on here. It's all good. We are going to make it work because that's what we do. Okay, so welcome to the Simplify to Thrive. My name is Heather Cameron, and without any further complications, we are going to get going on this. I'm very excited that you're here to do this, to really think about how you can simplify your business so that you can thrive in the future. So you can really grow and create the business that's going to build traction for you, because I honestly believe that simplification is what we need to thrive, particularly in the current world and the current online environment that we're in. So, who am I? I am a client attraction strategist and business coach. If you're new to me, I am an engineer and a certified coach with over 20 years' experience. I run a summit with a friend of mine. So, we run a summit in the crafting space. It's called the Scrapbooking Fun Summit. We're about to launch, we're about to run our sixth summit. We typically have about 10,000 people for each summit. So, I have a lot of experience in the summit space. And our summits that we run are very profitable. I run my business in a bistro style, which is really simple, intentional, and high touch. And I'm going to talk a bit about that in this presentation. And I love to help women business owners embrace their unique style, be you, and grow with clarity and intention. And how the boot camp works. So I want to encourage you to go through the 4 days of the boot camp because they build on each other. So each day you're going to get an email at 10 a.m. and I'm going to be live on YouTube and hopefully getting it working for tomorrow. And you're going to get a little assignment. So our videos are going to be between 20 and 30 minutes. You're going to get a little assignment that should take you 5 or 15 minutes to do, although I suspect it's going to get you thinking, and you're going to kind of percolate throughout the day as to exactly what you want to do in that assignment. And that will give you that 15 minutes. And at the end of it, you're really going to have a plan to simplify what you're doing in your business and to really thrive, particularly to make impact in the last 3 months or the last quarter of 2025. That's what we really want to do, is make some impact. Because I don't know about you, but for me, this time of year feels like the start of a new year. It really feels like people are starting new, things are changing. And I find that September just feels more like the start of a new year than January does. So I want to invite you to trust the process, to really think outside the box, to trust that this is a process that builds day by day, and not only, don't come and just do one day, but really spend the time and give the investment in yourself to trust the process, because it's amazing what can shift in 4 days when you follow through on the steps and plan out what you're going to do and how you're going to create things. So let's get going. So, day one, we are going to talk about your bold vision. I want you to declare it and the business model that supports you. And we're going to really delve into that because I think that is one of the most powerful things that you can do, is really embrace your business model. Day two, we're going to talk about your offers. We're going to pinpoint exactly what you're selling and when you are selling it. Day three, we're going to talk about shifts to step up, break through those mindsets that are getting in our way and holding us back. And day four is to really create an action plan that builds lasting results. So let's get going. We are into day one. It's your bold vision. We're going to declare it and the business model that supports you. And it all starts with knowing what you want to create, where you're going. One of the analogies I like to use for this: imagine if you're on a vacation. You were going on a vacation and you're sitting there ready to kind of pack your clothes. And if you don't know where you're going, how do you know what to put in your suitcase? Then you kind of throw some stuff in and you walk out the door. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there? Are you flying? Are you getting in a car? And if you don't know your final destination, how are you going to get there? And I see it too often. People come into business, they're just embracing this love to do something, but they're not creating and knowing what they want to create and where they're going. And when you don't have that, it's very difficult for you to make decisions, right? Because things come and you don't have that choice of, well, I'm going on an Arctic cruise. I better pack some, warm clothes in there. I'm going to a beach, right? We need to have that knowledge, and that's true in business as well. And I don't mean to simplify it, but I actually do, because we want it to be simple. We want to have that focus on the simplicity of where we're going and what we're doing. And hopefully that makes sense. And please, I don't know if I can see your comments right now. I am still finding my way after that little glitch. So hopefully I can find your comments and do it. I'm going to take 2 seconds to see if I can pull up this live and figure out where I am so that I can watch and do what you're doing. There you are. So if you are commenting, hopefully I can see your comments. If not, I will cycle back to them as well, because I can see it. I can see my live as I can see myself looking at my phone, but I don't know if I can actually see comments. We'll come back to that. And again, I apologize for the glitch. I will send out an email to everyone explaining what happened. So yes, you really need to know where you're going and what you want to create. That is kind of the most important thing that we can give ourselves, and taking a moment to do that, because it's important to know that, and also define what success looks for you. My success and your success are going to be differently. We are two different people. We are in different parts of our lives. We have different ambitions and different requirements. So don't build what success looks for you built on somebody else's version of success. And I see that way too much in the online coaching world, where, this is what I did, X, Y, and Z, and you should be able to do this. And you kind of sometimes feel like, well, I don't want that. That's not me. And maybe it should be me. And we kind of spiral into this should of what things should do. So I want you to define what success looks like for you personally, not for someone else's version of success. So really think about that. And also, owning the business model that fits you. There are many different ways to do business, and we need to have the business model that fits us, because we're not going to be successful fitting into somebody else's business model. I've been on the online space since it kind of evolved, and there was a time where everyone kind of had to be here, in a particular business model, and that's never been me. And so that was always a struggle, and I don't want other people to struggle that. So owning your own business model that fits you, owning your own definition of what success is what is going to simplify things and make it actually better, so that you can thrive in your business. And the real point is it's different for everyone. We are all different people. We have all different things that we want in our life, and we're all at different places in our life. Because of that, we get to decide what it is. Someone's version of making a multi-million-dollar business, other people may have a vision of just, making something that adds to their income, but not multi-million. They want something that's just comfortable. That's what was the word I was looking for. Something that's comfortable, that fits them, that makes them happy in their business, brings in revenue, helps them transform, but they're not necessarily looking for that multi-million-dollar business. And that is okay. Some people want to leave a legacy, some don't, right? There's no right or wrong in here, but we need to understand that, because we all are different, and that's the important part of it. So I want to talk about type of business. And if you take away anything from this presentation, this is one of the most powerful things you can take away from this whole Simplify to Thrive challenge. And that is, what type of business do you want to be? And I'm going to go through an example I use with all my clients, which is my restaurant lens example. And the reason I use this is we're all familiar with restaurants, and all of these models can be used in other areas of business. So the first one I want to talk about is the fast food model. And the fast food model is a very legitimate model. We all know it. You know what you're going to get. You can go around the world to a McDonald's and you're pretty much going to get the same thing wherever you go. It's low ticket, high volume, and there's a kind of often that, do you want fries with that? So the upsell. Now, I know some people who excel in this in the online world. There's a popularity of having like a $9 product or a low ticket membership. So there's someone I know who has a very low ticket membership. It's a really simple but impactful memberships for her members. It's $9 a month. It's $108 a year. And she's thriving with that. It's doing really, really well for her. But where her focus is on how do I bring in more clients, right? If you want to get to, she's multiple six figures in this business. If I want to get to multiple six figures and I have a $9 product, you do the math, you've got to have high volume. So you have to focus on how do you bring in the high volume for that. So that's the first part of understanding that. I know someone else who does this extremely well on Instagram, and she starts with a really low ticket item, and then she does, do you want fries with that? Do you want another fries with that? Do you want another fries with that? And she is a multiple six figure, if not seven figure business. So it works in the online space. It works in any space to be the fast food of your industry. And that's okay. If you want to be that, embrace that business model and use it as a filter. The next one is kind of the diner option, which is, it's not fast food. It's low, it's predictable, it's warm. We know what we're going to get. It's no frills, no extra things. That kind of fast food, it's unique. It's not like a chain, but it's kind of at that lower end. It's predictable. We know what we're going to get. There's not a huge amount of menu choices. They're things that are familiar to us. And I had a client a while back who fit 100% into this. When we talked about this model, she's like, that's what I want to be. I want to be the diner. I want to be the low ticket, reasonable price model so that I can help my clients do what they need to do without any fluff, quick and easy. And she was in website design. So she wanted to do simple and straightforward. And that was the diner model for her. And so, what does that mean when you have that? It means you put blinders on and you're not listening to all the other things that you should do. The next one is the bistro model. This to me is where I want to be. It's how my clients work with me. I want to be unique. I want to be very intentional with my clients. I want to have a menu that's really creative and specific. I want people to feel welcomed. I want them to feel catered to. I want them to feel that they're coming into that friendly corner bistro and they're going to get unique and catered service. Somebody who's kind of different than the rest of their industry. And that's how my clients feel. When you come and work with me, you're going to get a very individualized experiences. My private coaching programs are really unique for that reason. It's important for me to be the bistro, but I'm not crazy priced, right? And that's the other part about the bistro model. It's kind of that mid-price range. It's not crazy priced, and it's something that makes sense for you. The next one, or the last one that I'm going to put in here, is the fine dining experience. And if you're a coach in the coaching industry, there is a lot of pressure, high ticket items, have really expensive pricing, sell at this high ticket, get a $20,000 offer or whatever it is. If that works for you, that's 100% okay because that model works, but it doesn't work for everyone. Um, and that's what I want you to think about with all these models. It's a very different business model to run the five-star restaurant or the five-star fine dining restaurant than it is to run the fast food restaurant. It's a very different model no matter what industry you're in. If you think about like website designs, there's the boutique agencies who will brand you, who will create the amazing websites, who will give you all the bells and whistles at a very expensive price. And then there's the person I'm talking about who does, straightforward and simple websites. So this exists in any industry. And why this isn't so important is that it creates the lens to what you listen to. So I want you to think about where do you want to be? And there's kind of, little subdivisions and all of this stuff, but those are the key models that you can emulate in your business. And what happens when you choose it is you stop listening. It gives you a filter to not listen to if somebody comes up and says you need to have a low ticket item, you need to have a $9 item. There's a lot of that was going on in a lot of online environments in the last couple of years. If I'm in the bistro, I don't need a $9 item. I don't need to be listening to that. I don't need to be sitting there trying to figure out how I'm going to create a $9 item and make money from it. It's not my model. And I also don't need to listen to the person who says you've got to have a high ticket program. And here's the things that you market at this high ticket, high level, program. I don't need that because that's not part of my model, right? And I don't need to listen to that. And so choosing your model gives you the power to focus. And it's a very unique way to look at it, but it's a very powerful do it. We need to know our business model so that we can focus in on what we want to do. And like I said, if you don't take anything, this is one of the things, if you take away from this whole 4-day session, is knowing your model will help you simplify your business right off the bat because you're going to filter out the things that don't apply to your model. So think about that. Now I want to go on to the second part of this. So we know our model, we're thinking about our model. And like I said, some of the exercises that we have today are going to make you kind of percolate and think about what you're doing. So thinking about your model, and think about which one you want to do. And if you're just joining me, I do see some eyes. I don't know if there's any comments because I can't seem to find comments at the moment. And I apologize for the glitch. I don't know what wasn't working. So thank you for being here. And the first part we've been talking about is choosing your model. And the replay it'll automatically be able to go back and watch it. But the second part is I want you to celebrate. And I want you to go back and think that it's now December 31st, 2025. We have 3 months left in the year. You've gone through those 3 months. You're at December 31st, sorry, 2025. You're sitting by a fireplace with a nice warm beverage, or you're sitting on a beach with a nice cold beverage of your choice. And I want you to relax for a few minutes. I want you to think about what's going on. It's time to celebrate what you've accomplished in the last 3 months. It's time to think about what that's been and what you want to be. And so, how are you feeling? What's it like? What does it look like? What sounds are you hearing? What are you tasting and what are you thinking? How are you feeling? How do you want to be feeling when you're sitting on that beach or sitting in front of that fire 3 months from now? What do you want to be feeling? What do you want to be thinking? What emotions are at play for you? You're sitting there and you're going to toast the year and say, I did all of this very cool things. And I want you to consider some questions for that. What are you celebrating? What are you celebrating in 3 months from now? How do you feel? What are you proud of? How much income revenue did you make? You need to have an income goal. There's a fantastic quote out there. I think it's by Peter Drucker that the point of being in business is to have clients. We deserve to create money in these businesses that we're creating. So having an income goal is really powerful. What is your week like? How do you work? Where do you work? Who are your clients? How are you working with them? How are you marketing your business? What ways are you visible? What are people saying? And how is your audience growing? So I want you to think of these questions. Remember, having a financial goal and having a mission and an impact are what brings our goals to life. So when you're sitting on that beach 3 years from now, what does it feel like? How are you doing this? And one method to capture this is to create your success circle. So just draw a circle on the center of a page and answer these questions. So this is an example that I did for a fictional character. Sorry. This person wants to make 15K in the next 3 months. That's a really great goal for her and where she is in her business. She wants to make 15K in the next 3 months. She wants to sell 5 full mentorship programs. That will get to the 15K. It'll make her feel like she's hitting that. And it's 8 days. She's working, 8 hours a day, 4 days a week, no weekend works. That's where she is. And sorry for the typo, no weekend work. She's planned a holiday. I'm planning my holiday. It's done. I planned my holiday for the warmth to go down to the warmth in the winter. I have awesome women who are I'm working with awesome women who are rocking it. I'm working with them. I'm marketing on YouTube. So she's doubling down to one thing. I'm going to market on YouTube. I'm going to put my effort into YouTube. I've grown my email list to 2K, and I've guested in 5 summits or podcasts. So what is your vision circle? So once you get off this, spend 5 minutes, give yourself time to answer those questions and really dream about what's my vision circle? What am I doing 3 months from now? And I always like to encourage people to do good, better, best goals when it comes to your finances. But don't put some crazy number out there that you think you need to have. Put a number that is right for you. I'm working with a client right now who's just starting her business. She's not going to have some crazy number out in the year. In fact, she doesn't. We've got a plan for her to do 1, maybe 2 sales activities, but her focus is 100% on growing her list. That's what she's doing. That's what she's focusing on, and setting up her infrastructure, her tech stack, and getting things working, but has a vision to what she has a vision to what she wants to achieve by the end of the year. So I encourage you to do this exercise. It's powerful. So do it for the end of the year 2025. And if you want to take it a step further, do it for what you would like to be by the end of 2026. And write down your top 3 success statements. The first one is a revenue statement. If we don't know what we want to make in money, how are we going to be successful for our business? And I find a lot of women often are uncomfortable with stating their revenue numbers. And this is an opportunity for you to state something that is realistic for you. And then what are 4 to 5 other things that you want to accomplish in your business that are important for you? For example, if you want to only work 4 days a week, that's a great goal. Knowing that is going to help you simplify how you do things. If you want to grow your email list, what would that be? What are those statements that you're going to have? And put them in the success. My business made this. I added 2,000 people to my email list. I'm only working 4 days a week. I have sold out my program. Whatever the terms are, make it about something that you've actually achieved, because these are going to set your goals and they're going to create the plan that you want. And the reason there's only 5 is this is about simplification, right? What are the 5 things that if you could achieve them between now and the end of the year is going to make you just super excited about what you actually managed to do in your business? So what are those 5 things that you can do for your business, and write them down? And then I want you to do this with no barriers. Sorry, the past is the past. We've all been through stuff that hasn't worked in the past. And, let's throw that out. Let's not have that drive us what we do. It's a new day, new month, new outcomes. You know now that you're going to hit your target. If you know you're going to hit your target now, what's that going to be? I want you to invite you to dream. Have some fun with this. Put some energy behind it. Get excited about it. What's it going to feel like if you just have an awesome 3 months and you really set things in motion to finish the year strong and set yourself up for success in 2026? Have fun with it. Often when we get in these exercises, they get to be too heavy. And part of the joy of simplification is you take the heavy out of it and you make it easier. So just think about it, lean into it, and really try to make it something fun and exciting. And I love this quote: the key to success is to focus our conscious mindset on things we desire, not things we fear. So we tend to think, well, that's not going to work. Who's going to think something? I mean, there's lots of fears we all have, but how can we create that framework that it's just so yummy and desirable and simple that you can move towards that in your business? So, what is your target? And this is for the rest of 2025. We're not creating a target. We're going for finishing the year strong. What is your target? And if I go back to that vacation analogy of where are you going, let's put a target in place with these 5 components. What is your target, and what is your financial target? And I want you to declare it for yourself. Declare it for yourself, write it down, stick it on a piece of paper, put it up in a window, send it to me. So for all of this stuff, if you want my feedback, you can comment in the videos when they're working, or you can send it directly to me. Just respond to any of the emails if you're in the challenge. If you're not in the challenge, I'll put a link in here to join us so that you can do that. Respond to me and let me know. But I want you to declare it. I am going to make blank by the end of 2025. So I'm going to make $3,500 by the end of 2025. That number can be any different number that you want, right? So I'm going to make $3,500, or maybe you're going to make $3,500. 3,000, sorry, 35 $3,500 or $35,000. It doesn't matter. You're all in different places in your business. So this isn't about measuring up to somebody else. This is about creating the goal, the money goal that's right for you. And if you want to have a little fluidity, you can have the good, better, best. I'm going to make this much. I'm going to make $5,000. I'm going to make $15,000. I'm going to make $25,000. So you can have the good, better, best, but try and get to that kind of solid one that you're going to make, you're going to stand behind, and you're going to declare it. And then the second part of this declaring it, I've lost my mouse. The second part is, what's your business model? So put it down and think about it and really lean into what business model makes sense for you. My business model is a bistro approach. That doesn't mean I work with only people who want a bistro, by the way. It means that that's how I want my clients to feel. I can help and work with people who want to be a fast food or they want to be the five-star restaurant in their industry. In fact, I have two clients in the same industry right now where one of them wants to be the five-star restaurant and the other one wants to be kind of the diner bistro approach, right? That's where they want to sit. We're working very differently together, but we are still focusing on what they want, simplifying their business and putting them in action to create traction to get the results that they want. And so, what is your business model? Declare it, really think about it. And, if you need a couple of moments and time and hours to percolate, think about what that business model is because it will be very powerful in creating the filter that you need as you go through and simplify things. So that's mainly what I want to cover today. But I do want to point out in the email that you received, you have an opportunity to book a complimentary call with me. And there's a link. The link is in your email. If you want to chat about this and really dive down and kind of figure out what your business model is, please book a call. This is something that's exclusive to people who are in the challenge. So book that call, come in and chat with me, and let's try to figure out what's that one thing that's really going to help you simplify for the year and move your business forward. So, your homework or your assignment for the day is embrace your business model. Really think about it and let me know. Like I said, respond to the emails, put a comment in the comments. Let me know if you've chosen a business model. Did this resonate with you? Can you see how it can help you get more clear and more simple and make it easier for you to filter out the noise in your business and focus on what you're doing? And connect with what success looks like for you. Like draw the circle, draw the picture, identify your top five, and declare what success is for you. Declare what you're going to make in the next 3 months of the year and capture how you're feeling about it. What thoughts do you need to adjust and change? And we're going to talk about that on day 3. What do you need? What do you need to adjust? So embrace your business model, define what success looks for you, and pull out those 5 items that you're going to focus on. Declare your financial goal and think about how you're feeling about it. Does it excite you? Does it make you a little nervous? Or both, right? Sometimes our goals should be kind of a little bit of both. They stretch us, they make us a little nervous, but they're very exciting. And then what thoughts are coming up that you've got to address? And we're going to talk about that on day 3. So thank you all for joining me. If you're catching the replay, because I don't know what happened to technology, I will deal with that tomorrow. I can't see your comments. I'm going to see if I can find them. I've never gone live this way before, so I'm not sure where the comments would be. I can see people are watching me, so that's good. And I've never done a live using this one. So I will find the comments. I will send an email out to people to let them know that they have the wrong link from today. And I appreciate your patience with this. Thank you so much for joining me and have a fantastic day and really lean into this. Doing this work, it's not time consuming. It takes a little bit of brain power, can really change how your business goes and really simplify your results. So thank you so much. And I will talk to you tomorrow. The link should work tomorrow. I will figure that out before then. Thanks very much. Bye.